Good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business, RTV's primetime business news bulletin. I'm Indiva Janatha. Here's a look at tonight's headlines first. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe begins three-day Indian visit tomorrow. And Ceylon Electricity Board seeks 5% tariff hike. A look at your stories in detail now. Following the conclusion of his visit to New Zealand, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe will be heading to India on a three-day visit beginning tomorrow. The Prime Minister's media unit said that Prime Minister Wickremesinghe will meet his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi and several other key Indian ministers during the visit in India. He will participate in the Indian Economic Forum organised by the World Economic Forum. It will be held in New Delhi on Thursday. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe met with the New Zealand Finance Minister Bill English in Wellington today. The Finance Minister of New Zealand has pledged support for the development of economic and financial sectors of Sri Lanka. He had promised to provide expertise from New Zealand for financial reforms in the country. And Ceylon Electricity Board has sent a proposal to the Public Utilities Commission seeking a 5% tariff hike. Today we spoke to Kanchana Sirivardhana, who is the Director of Tariff and Economic Affairs of the Public Utilities Commission, for more details. The Ceylon Electricity Board has conveyed to the Public Utilities Commission that under the existing tariff structure, costs of the CEB will rise to unbearable levels. Generation cost will use 90% of costs. Due to rising coal prices, the CEB has noted that a unit cost from coal will exceed 10 rupees from the present amount of 9 rupees and 30 cents.
That is about 960 million per month revenue requirement increase. So that will mainly due to the increase in generation cost. Of course, we received the proposal last week only. We are analyzing it, and we have also sent this proposal for government policy advisors to the Prime Minister of Power and Energy. And after that, we will be consulting the public as well before taking a final decision.
Leader of the Janatha Vimukthi Peramuna, Kumar Disanayake, says that Sri Lanka Port Authority is making losses due to the Hambantota and Oluville ports. Addressing media, he said that the government is on the verge of privatising a number of operations at the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, citing losses.
2015 වසරේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා වරාය අධිකාරිය පාඩුව මිලියන 14156යි. ඒ කියන්නේ කෝටි 1415ක් වරාය අධිකාරිය පාඩු ලබනවා. හේතුව මොකද්ද? අපි කෝටි 14200ක් වැය කරලා මේ ආණ්ඩු හම්බන්තොට වරාය හැදුවා. නමුත් හම්බන්තොට වරාය පහුගිය කාලේ විවෘත කරපු දවසේ ඉඳන් අද පාඩුව කෝටි 3718ක් වෙලා තිබෙනවා. එම පාඩුවත් ඇතුල් වෙලා තිබෙන මොකේද? වරාය අධිකාරියට. ඒ වගේම ඔලිවිල් වරායක් හදලා විවෘත කරා. ඒ සඳහා අපි වැය කරලා තියෙන කෝටි 800ක්. කෝටි 800ම අපි ණයට අරන් තිබෙන්නේ. වරාය අධිකාරිය වාරිකේ ගෙවන්නත් ඕන, ණය පොලි වාරිකේ ගෙවන්නත් ඕන. හැබැයි 2013 ඉඳන් මේ වෙනකන් ඔලිවිල් වරායට එක නැවක්වත් ඇවිල්ලා නැහැ.
And former minister and the leader of the Sri Lanka Communist Party, D. Gunasekara, urges the president to set up a presidential commission to look into the treasury bond issue. He said that the probe should encompass recent developments into the issue.
දැන් බැදුම් කර සිද්ධියට අදාළ වෙන නැත්නම් ඒකට චූදිතය වගේ ලක් වෙච්ච ප්‍රධාන මූල්‍ය සමාගම ඔවුන්ගේ නිල වාර්තාවන් අද නිකුත් වෙලා තිබෙනවා. ඔවුන් අප්‍රේල් මාසේ 1 වෙනිදා ඉඳලා 2015 මාර්තු මාසේ 31 වෙනිදා දක්වා 2016 අවුරුද්ද කාලය තුල ලබාගත්තු ලාභ ප්‍රමාණය සුද්ධ ලාභය බිලියන් 5.1යි. මිලියන් 5100යි. අනිකුත් අපේ ප්‍රධාන බැංකු අභිබවා ගිහින්. ඉතින් එය පිහිටුවලා ව්‍යාපාරයට ඇතුල් වෙලා ඒ ඇතුවෙච්ච පළවෙනි අවුරුද්ද තුල ඔවුන්ම කියන විදිහට 400ක ප්‍රතිශතයක් rate of profit කාල් මාක්ස් මේකේ පිළිබඳව කියලා තියෙන්නේ 300ක rate of profit නැත්නම් ලාභ ප්‍රතිශතයක් ලබනකොට ඒ ආයතනය ඔවුන් මිනිමරු වෙනවා කියලා. They will be not investors, they become criminals.
We take a short break. We'll be back with more on State of Business on the other side. Welcome back to the news. Central Bank Governor Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy says that Sri Lanka needs a new model in order to achieve sustained growth. He said that such a model should be led by private sector, with foreign direct investments and exports being the key pillars. The governor expressed these views speaking at a workshop organized by the Institute of Certified Management Accountants of Sri Lanka. The workshop was held under the theme Development Challenges in Sri Lanka.
The private sector has to play a much bigger role. We have no choice now. And of course, over time, we might get foreign direct investment. But in the next year or two, we need to create the conditions, the confidence for the domestic private sector to be more active. To activate, to use a Keynesian term, to activate the animal spirits of the domestic private sector. That's what we need to do, and to get the right policy framework to do that. So we need now a different growth model. We've talked about the private sector being the engine of growth for many years, but that hasn't really taken off. One could understand why that was so during the conflict years. Clearly, when you have such a high war risk premium attached to the economy, one can't expect a dramatic private sector led growth. But now the situation is different. Hopefully, we in the government can create a better framework and the private sector will recalibrate its risk appetite.
He also pointed out that since Sri Lanka is now regarded as a low middle income status country, Sri Lanka is no longer eligible to get concessionary funding. Now Sri Lanka needs to reach international capital markets to borrow on commercial terms.
That is a whole new ballgame. You're exposed to the rigorous discipline imposed by rating agencies and capital markets. They are far more brutal than the IMF or anybody else. So we are now in a new situation. We need to understand that. So to think that we can have business as usual with, budgetary indiscipline and populist politics and a strong entitlement culture, if we don't get out of that mindset, we will get into serious difficulty. Already our debt dynamics precarious. If we don't change, we'll go over the edge.
The governor also said that although Sri Lanka has been able to achieve remarkable progress in human capital, the country has failed in capitalizing on them. He said Sri Lanka should benchmark against countries like Malaysia and Thailand and not against South Asian nations. The governor disclosed the policy direction of the 2017 budget, which will be presented in Parliament next month.
The government is considering introducing a new tax code in the budget, which is intended to simplify and make the tax system fairer. It is introducing the RAMIS, the Revenue Authority Management Information System, which should give a big boost to tax administration. And there's also various systems being put in terms of expenditure control. A lot of the multilateral agencies are helping in trying to improve fiscal situations. So particularly on the revenue side and on the expenditure side, progress is being made. And as I said, this year progress has been good despite the VAT.
With that, we go in for a short break. We'll be back with more on Stock Watch after this. Welcome back. The Colombo Bourse opened the week stronger on the back of gains on blue chip counters and foreign activity. Foreign investors were drivers on the turnover, with activity seen on John Kew's Holdings and Hemas Holdings, with the latter having a large block amounting to 7.3 million shares being traded across the board. The All Share Price Index gained 39.62 to close at 6,574.39, while the S&P SL20 index gained 35.28 to close trading at 3,652.60. Turnover for the day amounted to 1.3 billion rupees, with 38 million shares trading hands. The top traded counter was Hemas Holdings with 803 million rupees, followed by John Kew's Holdings with 111 million rupees and had National Bank 37 million rupees. Meanwhile, foreign inflows amounted to 968 million rupees, while foreign outflows totaled 893.1 million rupees. Here's a look at the day's foreign currency rates now. And that's all the news from State of Business for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Until then, take care. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night.